Dripset.
Yo, what's good, man? Dripset here, back with another video, man. Today I'm gonna be just talking to you guys again. I'm giving advice and all that good stuff. I like doing these videos, you know, they're fun to make, you know, they're quick little stuff that I could give out to you guys without having to like text it all. So I hope you guys are enjoying this, and I have a whole bunch of videos coming through after this and after that, so stay tuned for that. But today we're gonna get into, are paid collabs worth it? Now, like I said, this is pretty much based off of questions I get, and I've gotten a couple basically talking about, are paid collabs worth it? Should I pay for it? I've gotten the other side is, should I charge for it? I've charged for collabs before. I don't do it anymore. If you want to collab with me, you can. But yeah, so I'm gonna just basically get that whole experience and tell you guys my opinion on it. So, you know, if you're thinking about doing it, you kind of, you know, have a little education on it. So basically, to answer the question, are paid collabs worth it? It's a yes and a no. It's a yes if you have a checklist, and I'm gonna give you the checklist. It's a yes if basically if everything checks out, then you're good. But if, you know, you're missing a couple checks on here, then, you know, it's not. But you'll see. The first thing on the list is make sure your beats is up to par. If your beats aren't up to par, which means like if your beats don't sound good enough for a producer to use and then, you know, send to an artist or send to get a placement, then you shouldn't be paying for collabs. You should be, you know, focusing on your craft, getting better, getting critiques from other producers, you know, that aren't, you know, your friends, just random producers, because they'll give you the most honest advice, and you just basically learn off of that and get your skill level up to the point where, you know, you might have an artist on your beat already. You know, they might not be famous, but, you know, people are able to rap on your beats, like actually rap on your beats, and they, you know, it sounds good. So make sure your skill level's up to there. That's the first check. If that's not checked off, don't even think about paying for any type of collab or stuff like that. The second one, make sure the producer is credible. Now, this is where you do your homework. Basically, depending on the producer, check them out. Go on to their social medias, go check their credibility, go look at who they're friends with, you know, check their credibility. Basically, just background check. Do a background check of them, their music, and basically try to find proof that they are who they say they are. Now, what I mean by this is, you know, not like saying, oh, check to see if he's a whole nother different producer. No, just check to see if what he's talking about in his, you know, information with paid collabs, make sure that's truthful. If he's saying that he's, you know, 100% gonna get you a placement or an artist on it, look at that. Check, you know, go to Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, you know, type his name and see how many, you know, placements he has. See how much his name is going. Just search it in, you know, in the internet and see how much articles pop up. You know, if you see that person's name and you see other people talking about them a lot, then 9 times out of 10, you know, they're credible. You can trust them. If you've seen them, you know, grow, whether it's through like the internet or like in person, and you actually see it and have that proof, and like, oh, I saw them go from one point to another, and it, you know, it looks legit, still check. But if you have a strong feeling like that, or if, you know, a major artist has already worked with them and it was a credible situation, it wasn't a sneaky thing where he accidentally like leaked the song out and, you know, stuff like that. So check that, make sure that's all okay. And once you check that, then, you know, you're good. You should be fine. Now for the third check, make sure the price is reasonable, you know, in regards to his credibility. Now, basically what I mean by this is make sure that his price makes sense with what he's offering. You know, if he's charging, you know, hundreds and hundreds of dollars for collabs, make sure that, you know, he's making that money. You know, make sure he's making 10 times that money, whether it's through placements that he's already getting, or like, you know, how many looks he's getting from labels and A&Rs and other producers and artists and stuff like that. Make sure like their price is reasonable to just who they are. If someone's charging like, you know, Young Land he's from the South. He's really, he's really popping. I know a lot of friends that have paid for collabs from him, and it's actually worked out. So I would say for his prices, whatever they are, they're definitely worth it. Because he's definitely backed that up. You can see he's getting placements by himself, and you can also see if they're getting placements with other people. If someone just has one placement with another person, that might not have been them in the first place. But if they have placements on their own, then it's like, all right, the price kind of makes sense. If it's a producer that doesn't have that many placements and he's just offering a small price, like $20, and if he's actually decent and he's good in the community and he's doing his thing, then all right, that's reasonable. All right, I'll pay that $20 to just work with him if I was a year or two ago, and just work through there and build relationships, network, stuff like that. That's a good price. But if that same person was charging hundreds of dollars, and it's like, nah, I'm not paying that. Like that doesn't make any sense. So yeah, if all three of those are checked off, then go ahead, pay for that collab, network, make sure you're getting as much out of it as possible. Make sure you're doing all that. If one of them is off automatically, don't pay for it. Don't do that. Don't waste your money. Okay. There's a lot of times producers will collab for you for free. Like a lot of producers like working with each other. Like I included, I love working with everybody and just hearing different sounds and making different sounds that I couldn't even make myself. So I'm definitely an advocate for that. And I know there's a bunch of other producers that, are like me and they think the same way. So, try your hand, just ask, see what it is. You'll end up collabing with a lot of people. And a lot of times when you're collabing, what you want to do is often work with your peers. Work with people on your same skill level. So you kind of, you're learning a little bit, they're learning a little bit, and you're growing together. A lot of times you won't get that relationship where you're small and this dude's really big and he's just helping you out for free. A lot of times it doesn't happen, for many reasons. So it's not a totally bad thing. So if he's charging you, then you have to understand, like, that's just what he's on. That's what type of time he's on. And if he deserves that, then he does. And if he doesn't, then he doesn't. But be aware that, whenever you're, trying to dive into things like this. Now, at one point in time, I was charging for collabs, and it wasn't necessarily for a monetary reason. It was just because I was getting so many requests at a time. It was just like, all right, I don't know how many people are actually, asking because they want to work and they want to get better, or they just want to do it, just to say that they have it. So that's why I did it for a period of time. I don't do it anymore because it kind of died down, so I don't have to worry about that. But that was my reasoning for that. So, when you're approaching producers that might not be on the highest level, but you see them doing things, like, keep in mind things like that. You want to also think about why the producer's charging in the first place. If you could kind of tell that it's just for the money, you might not want to go down that route. If it kind of seems like he's doing it because he's busy and he doesn't have time to be just collabing with anybody, and if he's really trying to get placements with these, he has to make sure that you guys are the real deal, then all right, that's understandable. So keep that in mind whenever you're going into paid collabs. But yeah, that's it. I hope you guys got something from this. If you want to ask me anything, DM me. I might even make a video to it, who knows. So yeah, stay cooking, stay dripping.